It feels a bit darker, but you're in front of it right now. Eh? Let me see. Come and see how it looks.
It's just we don't get the shadow, so it's not as bright. No, it isn't.
No, it's not that bright.
No. Okay. Thanks.
I'm gonna get going because we're talking now. I mean, like we're on. It's as if we're live. I'm gonna copy the link and send it over. You can come and check. That place was better, in my view.
We got virtually direct light.
If you think it's better, we can.
No, I don't. I can't see. I've got a bit with the light. I can't actually see them because everything's got sprinkles through my eyes. I'll put it back to the original place.
Yep. Let me go.
Are we actually on at the moment?
We are on. That's the point. We are on. Not this one. We are on. No, this is better for some reason.
Okay.
Get out. Mela, done. Next, thread it. Yes, that's done.
Can everyone hear us and see us?
No, not everyone. Like only us at the moment, unless there's somebody who is trying to link. Not yet. No, not yet. I just sent it to Jacob. Mela, I'm gonna post it on the group again.
It's a bit of a pain.
It is not now. Well, this is all pain, because of the current world situation, unfortunately. So
the current what?
The current world situation. You call it COVID-19. I call it current world situation. Okay.
What's this got to do with COVID?
Oh, everything. We're being monitored. Mela, let's see.
No, I just don't know why we should go off. That's all.
Oh, there are so many things, and we're on. I'll speak with you later about that. Mela, we're setting up to receive the second part. It's going to be part 2, of course, of this evening, Malta Poet Society. Here we are. Louise Fiot is admitting. So welcome to Louise when she connects, and hopefully everybody else does in a tick. Hello, Louise. I sent the link on. Yes, okay. So you know what I might ask? I might ask people to actually join me or link with me up on Facebook so that I can send it one-on-one, because it's way faster to do it that way once I know the names and surnames. In the meantime, maybe somebody else can join. 2 people view. That's it. Mela, Sandro, join. Jacob, join. We're back on, and hopefully Elizabeth joins as well. Let me find Elizabeth. And hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. There's the second link. I sent Elizabeth the second link. Hopefully she'll manage to log on as well. And we're 4. Mela, who do we have?
I'm going to mute him.
Mela, Jacob is there. Elizabeth and somebody else. Sandro's here. Louise is here. Jacob is here. So that's the other young lady, I think. Mela, let me see. Participants, we are all here. No, the ones who asked to be admitted are all here. Mela, there we go. It is there. Elizabeth saw it. So it means that she should be logging in soon. Mela, let me prepare for my stuff. There we are. Elizabeth's coming in. So do we have everybody right now when Elizabeth comes in, or do we need to wait for one other person? Elizabeth is connecting.
Okay.
All right. We were.
Hello.
Hello again. Hello again, everybody. We were 6, right?
Yeah.
Do you know who is missing? People? Someone else? There was.
I think she had to leave.
You had to leave.
Okay.
This person called Sandro?
Sandro is here. Sandro is the person who has the kids there. Fiat family, it's called. All right. Thank you. As long as we know that she had to leave, we can share the link after. So apparently I'm the last person left, and I am going to keep things like this for the moment. So I'll play with the screen in a tick. So first of all, something for the kids. Children, look at this. Can you see that these poems are written in the shape of whatever they are describing. So for example, this poem here is about a cloth hanger. This one is about a roller skate, and this one here is about a giraffe's foot. All right, I won't read those because they are too small, and these are other ones. So look at that. A poem about an ice cream, a poem about a leaf, a poem about an octopus, and a poem about a windmill. And the simplest one is the windmill, which says, round and 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 round. There you go. See how simple it is to write poetry. Encourage all children to do that. Leaves, maybe I can read this one. Leaves, whoosh. The leaves flutter down to the ground like a bird as the sun peers up at the leaves and goes back to its sleep. Would you believe that that was written by Rubina Rehrman, 9 years old? Huh? Beautiful. So this is a little bit of encouragement for the kids. There you are. Have a look again. Would you like to take a screenshot of this? Paulo, could you hold this book as is? I'll take the screenshot from my end for sure. Just keep holding it. I'll take the screenshot.
I can't see it.
Don't worry. You don't have to. That's it. We took the screenshot. Good. Thank you so much. All right. So if it's okay for everybody, I'll go for a story now that could actually inspire everybody, not only kids. So the book is called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. The authoress is Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love, which was also turned into a movie. So there is something which is particular at the beginning, which is this. Question: what is creativity? Answer: the relationship between a human being and the mysteries of inspiration. Maybe you can explore that. So what I'm going to read is the first part of the first section of the book. The section is called Courage, and the part is called Hidden Treasure. Once upon a time, there was a man named Jack Gilbert, who was not related to me, unfortunately for me. Jack Gilbert was a great poet, but if you've never heard of him, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. He never much cared about being known, but I knew about him and I loved him dearly from a respectful distance. So let me tell you about him. Jack Gilbert was born in Pittsburgh in 1925 and grew up in the midst of that city's smoke, noise, and industry. He worked in factories and steel mills as a young man, but was called from an early age to write poetry. He answered the call without hesitation. He became a poet the way other men became monks, as a devotional practice, as an act of love, and as a lifelong commitment to the search for grace and transcendence. I think this is probably a very good way to become a poet, or to become anything really that calls to your heart and brings you to life. Jack could have been famous, but he wasn't into it. He had the talent and the charisma for fame, but he never had the interest. His first collection, published in 1962, won the prestigious Yale Younger Poets Prize and was nominated for the Pulitzer. What's more, he won over audiences as well as critics, which is not an easy feat for a poet in the modern world. There was something about him that drew people in and kept them captivated. He was handsome, passionate, sexy, brilliant on stage. He was a magnet for women and an idol for men. He was photographed for Vogue, looking gorgeous and romantic. People were crazy about him. He could have been a rock star. Instead, he disappeared. He didn't want to be distracted by too much commotion. Later in life, he reported that he had found his fame boring. not because it was immoral or corrupting, but simply because it was exactly the same thing every day. He was looking for something richer, more textured, more varied. So he dropped out. He went to live in Europe and stayed there for 20 years. He lived for a while in Italy, a while in Denmark, but he mostly lived in a shepherd's hut on a mountaintop in Greece. There, he contemplated the eternal mysteries, watched the light change, and wrote his poems in private. He had his lovely stories, his obstacles, his victories. He was happy. He got by somehow, making a living here and there. He needed little. He allowed his name to be forgotten. After 2 decades, Jack Gilbert resurfaced and published another collection of poems. Again, the literary world fell in love with him. Again, he could have been famous. Again, he disappeared. This time for a decade. This would be his pattern always. Isolation followed by the publication of something sublime, followed by more isolation. He was like a rare orchid with blooms separated by many years. He never promoted himself in the least. In one of the few interviews he ever gave, Gilbert was asked how he thought his detachment from the publishing world had affected his career. He laughed and said, "I suppose it's been fatal." The only reason I ever heard of Jack Gilbert was that quite late in his life, he returned to America and, for motives I will never know, took a temporary teaching position in the creative writing department at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. The following year, 2005, just let me check something here. Okay, sorry, something happened on my computer. The following year, 2005, it happened that I took exactly the same job. Around campus, they started jokingly calling the position the Gilbert Chair. I found Jack Gilbert's books in my office, the office that had once been his. It was almost like the room was still warm from his presence. I read his poems and was overcome by their grandeur and by how much his writing reminded me of Whitman. "We must risk the light," he wrote. "We must have the stubbornness to accept our gladness in the rootless furnace of the world." He and I had the same name. We'd held the same job. We had inhabited the same office. We had taught many of the same students, and now I was in love with his words. Naturally enough, I became deeply curious about him. I asked around, who was Jack Gilbert? Students told me he was the most extraordinary man they'd ever encountered. He had seemed not quite of this world, they said. He seemed to live in a state of uninterrupted marvel, and he encouraged them to do the same. He didn't so much teach them how to write poetry, they said, but why? Because of delight. Because of stubborn gladness. He told them that they must live their most creative lives as a means of fighting back against the ruthless furnace of this world. Most of all, though, he asked his students to be brave. Without bravery, he instructed, they would never be able to realize the vaulting scope of their own capacities. Without bravery, they would never know the world as richly as it longs to be known. Without bravery, their lives would remain small, far smaller than they probably wanted their lives to be. I never met Jack Gilbert myself, and now he is gone. He passed away in 2012. I probably could have made it a personal mission to seek him out and meet him while he was living, but I never really wanted to. Experience has taught me to be careful of meeting my heroes in person. It can be terribly disappointing. Anyway, I quite liked the way he lived inside my imagination as a massive and powerful presence, built out of his poems and the stories I'd heard about him. So I decided to know him only that way, through my imagination. And that's where he remains for me to this day, still alive inside me, completely internalized. almost as though I dreamed him up. But I will never forget what the real Jack Gilbert told somebody else, an actual flesh and blood person, a shy University of Tennessee student. This young woman recounted to me that one afternoon after his poetry class, Jack had taken her aside. He complimented her work and then asked what she wanted to do with her life. Hesitantly, she admitted that perhaps she wanted to be a writer. He smiled at the girl with infinite compassion and asked, "Do you have the courage? Do you have the courage to bring forth this work? The treasures that are hidden inside you are hoping you will say yes." And this is a dedication to everybody who would like to write poetry, everybody who would like to read their poetry. And it is perhaps our mission, the people who are seeing this, the people who are listening to these words, either right now on the live or on future viewings of this Malta Poet Society. So this is what I wish. And now I would like to turn over, first of all, could you give Elizabeth Gilbert, not me, could you give Elizabeth Gilbert a clap? So unmute yourselves and clap. Thank you. And I have a question. Those two little beautiful children, the girl and the boy, how old are they?
I am 5.
5. That's beautiful. And the lovely young man there?
I am 8.
8. Perfect. So maybe, mommy and daddy, the books I showed you before were books I used to read and use at school called Reasons for Writing. I'm not sure if they're available, but you might look them up. They are exceptional books. It is because of these books that I became quite in love with the art of reading and writing. Okay, so this is book 3. We used to have them at school for some reason. There you are, Paolo, you can have a look.
Reasons for Writing.
Reasons for Writing. Amazing. Amazing. You tell me, Paolo, maybe I can read my Zoom thing.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Okay.
And the reason why I thought about this is
the
because...
last one?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
It's because we're using a program called Zoom here. So it just linked. And this is a bit more now, you know, not so kiddie stuff. Although they can stay, of course. Don't worry about that. But let's see what they get. Maybe you can discuss with them what they understood of this last, let's say, short poem, piece of prose, sort of.
Yes, carry on.
Zooming stillness. Sat in lotus position, I nourished myself from an apple. Fueled with nature's energy, I looked and looked around. I really looked, absorbed. Took in as much as I could of the immediate impressions, raw, instant, first hits. Effortlessly, the concept of perspective channeled the poem, haiku, out of my pen, and it's on the other side of the page.
Everyone knows what a haiku is.
Maybe I can explain, and I will pause here and read the haiku and explain what it is. A haiku is a 3-lined poem. I will do this on Paolo's black so that it's, there you are.
And I'll come forward so you can see his 3 fingers.
So line 1 will have 5 syllables, line 2 will have 7, and line 3 will have 5 syllables again, and line 3 will be a little bit like off.
And it's from Japan.
Exactly. So the haiku perspective is what I'm going to read now. Then I go back to my piece. Perspective. Staying in relation. Conscious of the space around. Where is my placement? So that's 5, 7, 5. So effortlessly, the concept of perspective channeled the poem, haiku, which I just read out of my pen. It was as if I was outpouring words coming from elsewhere, without filters. Despite in openness, spacious meters laying out in front of me, sea behind me, air above me and beyond me, I observed the idea of windows in between and in relation to objects and items. The high quality finishing of Castile Hotel in between the slow curving road balustrades on the left and the leaves of the trees on the right, a window. The rectangular metal iron structures in between stone posts, opening onto various scopes here and there, windows, many of them. The space between two trees, more windows, zooming here, zooming there, all in stillness. You can unmute and give me a clap if you want. That's me. Thank you.
Thank you, Norman.
That's it from my side.
That's great.
Last few words from Paolo. How to participate again for everybody. Invites
Okay,
and next
thank
meeting
you.
is going to be 20th. Is it still okay for you?
I don't know what the date is. I haven't checked.
The 3rd week of February. If it's okay for you, I will have my djembe on, and then we'll confirm the date later on.
Yeah, provisionally we'll say.
Provisionally,
the
good. So
20th.
up to you for closure.
Yeah, okay. Just so we've had a good night tonight. I think everybody enjoyed it. And thanks for your contributions, everybody. As I say, without them, we don't have a poet society. You're only as good as having the group. And we're all in this together. It's not like, it's not like big deal for me. It's like for us to enjoy ourselves and share something. Something of our humanity and our aspirations and inspiration, which we need very much at the moment. So, so provisionally, 20th of February will be the next Malta Poet Society evening. If you want to participate, if you have not been, aware, just contact me, Yogi Paolo, on Facebook, and request to be on the next session that we do, open mic, and we'll put you in as long as you're you're okay. You're not a bit funny. If you're a bit funny, well, we'll have to have a think about it. I know the local police station, and they'll come and see you. So we don't want that. So you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's it. It's a great evening, and let's say thanks for everybody for coming, so to speak, and being here, because you're giving your time and your attention, and much appreciated for that. So with that, I'll say bye-bye from me and bye-bye from...
Okay, so last closing comments. We've had to have 2 sessions, so probably on a technical level, I'm going to have to upload like part 1 and part 2. So we have 2 videos to share. One idea would be, please do watch the whole session and see whether you have any particular feedback. I've just decided from what I saw last time and my own mistakes of last time of the panning and the screening and the muting and whatever. But if there is other feedback that I may have missed, I'm more than happy to welcome it and to maybe integrate it in the next sessions. Very important it is to share the link and tell people about this. Okay, it's only once a month, probably the 3rd Saturday of the month, if we manage to keep it like that. And very, very important to do what Paolo just said, to contact him if you want to participate. I'm taking care of the technical parts and I participate myself, that's it. But very important to participate, to contact if they want to participate, and of course, invite others. That is the most important thing. And when you invite others, you don't for example, you don't invite Paolo to come only. You invite Paolo to come and tell his friends to invite others so that every one of them comes. You know what I mean? So that we go like 2 tiers down or maybe even 3. And that's important because otherwise this thing will not get traction. Okay. So that's all from my end. Mm-hmm. Thank you very, very much. Love you all. Take care. Peace. Do you want to have a wave and another photo? Ready? Let's get everybody waving. Wave. Paolo, wave.
Wave. Okay. All right.
Great. There you go. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay.
And see you in a month's time, roughly. Yeah. Cheers.
Good night.
Take care. Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.
There you go. Mala. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.